can say that again.
Barbie! I told you to wait in the dream house.
Boys, avenge me! Avenge me!
Avengers!
Bazinga.
Scruffy-looking nerf herders.
Ethan Hunt contacted you?
I am good, Rooster. I'm very good.
So you are Yoi, the trainer who trains.
Gonzo the Great will ride this baby again.
Hello, and welcome to episode 71 of the Real Serious Podcast. I'm in the old studio, my room. Jack is not anymore. Charles has some slightly more decorations in his room, and we're pumped. Mission Impossible draft, Superman trailer talk. Boys, this is the most 4.5 stars in a row I've ever had on Letterboxd. Big week all around. And Jack is officially a college grad.
Jack's an adult.
Start there.
Yeah.
Yes, your youth is over. Welcome to taxes, buddy.
No.
Get ready to learn 401k.
We're going to hold the brakes a little bit. Just have a couple more months, and then it's going to get real.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, it's crazy.
You better have already put in that Roth, or it's too late. Might as well just quit while you're ahead.
Now,
listeners, we're not giving financial advice.
Yeah. We're just giving financial advice.
Yeah.
Give me adult life tidbits.
Yeah, I hated to miss last week, but genuinely last week, along with graduation, everything was like one of the most I thought it was going to be a super chill, relaxing week, and it was the complete opposite. So,
hey man, all good. Me personally, I would have made sure I made it, but that's okay.
Yeah, dedicated the craft. It's all good though.
We all have our priorities. That's okay.
Me personally, I probably would have skipped graduation just to be on this podcast.
Fair enough.
Coming from someone who did skip graduation, I would have too.
I skipped the big one.
You skipped the big one?
Yeah.
Well, I skipped the Kelly one.
Oh, yeah, it's probably the one to skip, to be honest.
No. These two are giving bad advice. Don't ever skip any graduation. You worked for 4 years and listen. You worked for 4 years. They celebrated you never. And then the one time they celebrate you, you don't go. You gotta go.
Did I get my diploma in the mail? You better believe it. Do I feel graduated? Yeah. Is that enough for me?
Was your mother sad that you didn't go?
Mother couldn't care less.
Disagree. I feel like your mom was probably sad.
I don't think she was.
Jack, was your mom sad?
No.
Damn.
I did not care.
Well, I'm sad for you. As your podcast brethren, I'm sad. So that counts for something.
Not much.
It was a great time to walk around campus. It felt so empty. It was awesome.
Oh, did you stay for like a senior little week?
Yeah.
Type thing? Yeah.
Senior week is a great week.
It is. It's loads of fun.
Yeah. Heck yeah. As it should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a first. You know what I figured out? It's our first draft since we did our box office prediction draft back in January.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a minute since we did a draft. So we're back on a draft. Mission Impossible. We'll talk later today. Got a lot of news that circles around the podcast, and then obviously Superman. But before we get to any of that, what have the boys been watching this week? Has it been a good week? I hope so.
It's been a fun week. Yeah, nothing. I can go first.
Okay. Hey, you do that.
Fair warning, by the way, if I leave, if my camera turns off and I go on mute for like 10 minutes, it's probably because the Nuggets came back and the game is almost over. Right now they're down by 23. So I don't think that'll happen.
Man.
But if it does happen,
You're going to be celebrating the streets?
Yeah.
As a diehard Denver guy.
As a Denverite, Hunter?
Yeah, a Denverian.
But I watched 3 films this week. I watched Mission Impossible 2. That sucked. No further comments. Then I watched Mission Impossible 3, which was good.
That was a real knife above his eye in Mission Impossible 2. It was a real knife.
Okay.
He just doesn't get it.
There's a lot of slow motion.
Yeah,
a lot of dramatic zoom-ins on like people's faces.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, a lot of doves.
Them falling in love while spinning their cars around.
Yeah, a lot of
cinema,
a lot of,
baby.
A Lousy
Cinema.
Romance. And then Mission Impossible 3. Philip Seymour. Is it Seymour or Seymour? I think it's Seymour.
Seymour.
Seymour? God, I was wrong. Philip
Suddenly
Seymour Hoffman
Seymour.
is terrifying in this movie.
No.
He's so good in that movie.
Might come up later, you know?
Yeah, might come up later in the Mission Impossible draft. You don't know.
Oh, God. And then I watched Back 2025 release. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, it is my number one on the year right now.
is it actually?
It's
Wow.
It feels like super sophisticated Mission Impossible. I was gonna put that in my review, but then I was like, I'm good. What is that? But it just feels like very proper, and I think it's because everyone has an English accent, and the leads are Michael Fassbender and Kate Blanchett, and they just sound like just intelligent, like incredible people with their accents and like their cadence, you know.
Yeah.
Also, Fassbender is just aura farmer in this movie. He says like not much, but every line is just power. It's pretty cool. So I gave it 4 stars. Really liked it.
Nice.
Nice.
That rocks, man.
Thanks, guys.
That rocks. Happy
Yeah.
for you.
Uh,
Jack, you want to go next since you've been gone for 2 weeks?
Yeah. I wish I could say that I've watched so many movies over the past 2 weeks. I've watched 2 or 3 movies.
Wow.
I went back and I saw the Thunderbolts again. I think it was just as good, if not better. Still really liked it. And then I watched After Sun. Well, this is my super awesome, back to back with one of my buddies. We had a mini movie marathon. He came over. We watched After Sun and La La Land. It was the Depressed Boys movie marathon. After Sun was it was basically everything everyone hyped it up to be. It's very, very good. Just talks a lot about grief. I don't know. Have either of you seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah,
I'm on my list for the longest time.
Yeah, it's very unique in how it portrays like this like father-daughter relationship, and I don't know. I think it's best if you go into it blind because I tried to like hide or basically hide spoilers for so long, and it was something that I was just running away from. So I was like, you know what, I just need to run into this and embrace it and watch it. It was really good. Definitely not a movie you want to watch if you want to feel good, but totally worth a watch if you're like in that weird mood, you know?
Yeah.
But then,
feel sad.
La La Land just hits every time though.
Yeah.
It's at this point for me, it's not even sad. Like the ending definitely still sucks, and I'm like, it frustrates me. But I think the other 90% of the movie, I'm still so happy that I'm watching it, and I love every other aspect of it that I don't think I walk away from that movie as upset as I feel like most people do.
Agreed. They got what they wanted.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the beautiful thing about it, and that's
Yeah.
life, it's
That's
so
life.
And the music, oh my gosh, dude, it's just every single time, like I'm listening to the soundtrack on a weekly basis, and then just seeing that along with the beautifully shot scenes that go along with the music, it rocks.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. And then I ended up finishing The Sopranos. So I finally did finish, and the ending was awesome. I loved it. I think there's
spoilers,
a couple.
please.
Okay.
What? Yes, he has to spoil it. I need to hear his thoughts.
All right, just
Charles,
fight me.
the show ended like 20 years ago.
Huh?
It ended like 20 years ago.
Yeah, and some of us haven't seen it yet.
Are you planning on watching it?
Eventually.
Okay, fine. Take it off.
Okay.
Jack.
So first off, before we get to the obviously spoilers right now, but Chris's death was just super sad. And the fact that I think had been building up for so long, I was more upset that it happened just so fast. You hop right into this episode, and within the first 5 minutes, he gets taken out by Tony. And I don't know where some people sat or were feeling around that time, where Tony is like, he'd rather just live in a world without Chris because he was causing him, pain, or the fact that, a lot of issues. And I was more or less just upset with the fact that I feel like he was just killed off so fast. But I'd say that's a lot of the show, though. I feel like the violence is very just quick, and it's not.
But the ending.
Yes, the ending.
The last Don't Stop Believing.
I know. It was
You
so
liked it.
epic. It was great. I really liked it. And I think
Okay.
especially with how the last couple episodes are going, it's so fast paced, and I feel like so much stuff is happening. I was sitting there saying, like, how are they going to wrap this up? And genuinely, I think they ended it in the best way they possibly could, especially with how that, like, the trajectory of that season was heading. And it is sad to think about the fact that his head may be lying on that diner counter and it's just bleeding while his daughter just entered the diner. But what if he's just hanging out with his family and he just finally decides to say, you know what, I'm going to throw all the bad things that I've done behind me. I'm going to leave all my gumas behind me, and I'm going to enjoy time with my family and love my wife. That could have happened. But I know for a fact that didn't happen because, man, there are so many times throughout the show where he just does stuff that is just for 2 days. You're like, man, Tony is the best family man. This is so awesome. And then 98% of the show, he is just a total piece of shit. So
yeah,
his head is bleeding out on that table. But great show. Really liked it.
People called into HBO and they thought their cable went out.
It's
incredible.
I thought I hit the remote or something. And then obviously it's like you sit there after and you try and like just recollect your thoughts and you're like, what happened? And then the credits roll. And one of the best endings of all time. I'm going to sit it there. I think in terms of shows, I still think I like Breaking Bad a little bit more, but The Sopranos definitely laid the groundwork for that show to succeed. So,
I mean, if there was no Sopranos, there's no Breaking Bad.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, there's none of it because it's just like that classic anti-hero trope.
Yeah. I think it's also funny the fact that, like, I feel like in Breaking Bad, I feel like you feel a little bit more for Bryan Cranston's character throughout the show as opposed for Tony. I feel like I was just like, there's times where I'm pulling for him, but for the majority of the time, I'm like, man, this guy just isn't. He's not a good guy. Like, I don't think I was like totally rooting for him always to succeed because I feel like a lot of times it's just like, dang, dude, like it's pretty messed up. Yeah. I feel like I may be in the minority on that one, but we can call Charlie back in here. I feel bad. It went a little bit longer than anticipated.
No, it's okay. Then the aliens come down and just get them all. That's how Sopranos is.
And they're like, where's the ZD? Give us the ZD.
Yeah, take us to your Godfather. That's how it ends.
But
all the Italian aliens come down.
I've moved on from The Sopranos, and I'm like, you know what? I do have some TV to catch up on. There's 2 shows that I need to catch up on, both HBO and, moving into the corporate world myself. I think it would be
his chops.
I'm very interested to see what show you just said. What you're about to say.
I think it's very fitting that I watch Succession, and
oh baby, yes.
I'm 2 episodes in, and it's great. I just love this family dynamic that is just like the least, like it's the furthest thing away from like a loving family. They all hate each other, and they're all just like blood, money thirsty. It's awesome though. 2 episodes in, and then I think once I finish that, winners, winners.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
But I think after that, the plan is to try and move on to Game of Thrones because I've pushed that off for way too long. And I think I've gotten a lot spoiled already, but I still need to watch that. So
I might join you. On that. Because I also haven't seen it. And I've heard great things, and a bunch of people have told me I would like it because I like Lord of the Rings. Yeah. So you let me know when you're letting that rip, and maybe I'll join.
I'll probably finish Succession sometime within the next 2 months. So probably by the time summer ends, I'll be done with Succession. So
hopefully it's after you've started working, because I feel like you will go a lot quicker than me if you haven't started working.
100%. But I'm honestly cool. I know they're pretty dense episodes, so I'd totally cool to get on a schedule with that too. Just because I feel like I could totally binge that, and it's like I still need to watch movies. Movies are important.
Movies matter.
You're the cornerstone of this podcast.
Somewhere out there, Tom Cruise just fell to his knees because he heard you guys talking about TV over movies.
Okay, Tom, we're back. We're back on movies.
Yeah, we're back, Tom. Don't worry.
Speaking of movies, Hunter, what did you watch this week?
Oh, I have 4, and I started off with my lowest rated of the 4, which is While You Were Sleeping, a Sandra Bullock rom-com from 1995, where she falls in love with. So basically, she's a transit worker. She helps a guy not get hit by a train, but the guy goes into a coma, and then the family thinks that she's his fiance, but then she falls in love with his brother while he was sleeping. Very cute, very average, but I liked it quite a bit. Avery and I watched it the other day, and it was quite good. So I gave that 3 stars. Sandra Bullock, just so charming, so charming. And then I stayed in the 90s, and I was like, you know what? I haven't seen in a long time. Men in Black, and let me tell you, Men in Black might be the perfect encapsulation of like what modern, like if Jaws started the modern blockbuster, I think Men in Black was like the next shift in what blockbusters are today. Like, this is the movie that Ryan Reynolds thinks he makes every time he makes a movie, but it's never as good as Men in Black. Like, Men in Black is just so awesome. And then I was like, I give it 4.5 stars, and I was like, all right, what do I follow that up with? How about Kramer versus Kramer? So there's a point in this movie where so basically Kramer versus Kramer is about Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep. They're married, they get divorced, and then it's about Dustin Hoffman like raising his son, but then Meryl Streep comes back for custody. There's a custody battle. 2 things with this movie. I have a nerd nugget for it if Charles can make the sound, but he's muted and his camera's off. So that's lame. Jack, do you mind making the nerd nugget sound?
I wish I knew.
Just make a sound. Yep, that's it. Nerd nugget. Kramer versus Kramer in 1979 was the biggest movie of the year. This is an R-rated drama starring just 2 of the most famous people in the world at the time. So the equivalent basically would be I was trying to think about it. Basically, remember last year the Florence Pugh, Andrew Garfield, We Live in Time?
Great movie.
It'd basically be like if We Live in Time was the biggest movie of 2024. That's the equivalent here. And I know.
Society would be so much better. Just think
agree.
about that.
That is the amazing thing about this is like in 79, this was everything. Some other notable things that came out that year: Alien, Apocalypse Now, the first Mad Max, Rocky 2, The Warriors, the Muppet movie, which we'll talk about the Muppets later, but just a really, really good movie. 4.5 stars. Love it. Love it. Love it. And then finally, I was in just that cinema mood. So I got a 4K in the mail. And so I decided to watch it, and it was The Fabelmans. I've been putting it off for quite a while. I don't know why, but listen, The Fabelmans it makes you want to pick up a camera, and just start filming. An incredible story about Steven Spielberg's life is there's moments where you're just like, oh, it's so simple, and yet he gets it. The train sequence, the ability to just step on the wood to create dust is just so great. And like this, I hate to be that guy because we are that guy, but like this is almost like a superhero origin movie, and his power is making movies because at the end he like makes this bully just move to tears because of the power of his filmmaking, and it works so well. And the little visual gag at the end where they talk about the horizon, if it's at the bottom or the top, it's exciting. In the middle, and then the camera jumps so that it's in the bottom, is just perfect. I loved it. Gave it 4.5 stars. I'm very torn on Michelle Williams' performance here. I think she is very good, but there are moments where I'm just like, it's almost uncomfortable watching her. But I think that's
I agree.
The point. That's the point.
Her and Seth Rogen, like that whole dynamic is just so uncomfortable in that movie, and especially Seth Rogen. I think he nails that role in that movie, and I think he's perfect. And I think it's a very similar role that we're seeing him now with the studio.
I'm with you, and I really am just like, it's incredible. Like Steven Spielberg's run. So, I mean, Jaws, Close Encounters, and then he does like pretty much a failure of a movie in 1941, which is like a comedy. But then he follows that up with Raiders, E.T., Indiana Jones 2, Color Purple, and then Amazing Stories I don't think is that big, but then Indiana Jones 3, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park and Schindler's List are the same year.
That's
That's insane. It's insane. He does that twice though. Minority Report and Catch Me If You Can are the same year, which is insane.
My birthday year.
Oh really? Oh yeah, 02. Look at you. Look at you.
Sorry.
But I
2 birthday years.
Oh, Charles is an 02 too.
Mhm.
I forget that. I always feel like you're with me in the 01.
No.
Well, we're all post 9/11 kids, so don't think about think about that.
That's true. That's very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
But
to point out.
I do think that, and I haven't seen West Side Story, which is on my list now because of this. I do think that The Dish coming out next year is going to be like him return to form, because I liked Ready Player One. I'm not a big fan of it, and I just feel like in the last decade we've gotten like some weirder, like honestly since Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, Spielberg has been like teetering, I feel, on like what it is to him, and maybe making The Fablemans is like rediscovering what it was for his love of filmmaking, because The Dish, it's interesting he's going back to an original story and sci-fi if anything, so I'm very pumped for that. But yeah, exciting stuff, and that's all I had this week.
All right,
so
cool.
Ready for some news?
Pumped. Jack's so ready he disappeared.
He disappeared. Before we get into news, I wanted to, so I've fallen into Disney adult TikTok, and I just want to talk about this for 2 seconds.
Didn't you? What? Wait a minute. Hold on. Last week, Jack, you weren't here. He literally said, as our resident Disney adult.
I did call Charles that.
I was like, when has that ever been a thing? When have I ever talked about Disney?
I did call Charles that.
But if anyone's gonna be it, it's. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
It's apparently Hunter because he's on the TikTok.
No. My TikToks are all negative towards Disney adults. But I just wanted to. So there is like this. I just want to bring it up because I think it's a very funny story. I guess there's like this key you can buy for some anniversary of something. And basically you go around and you put the key into this thing at other parts of Disneyland, and you turn the key, and then different lights on the key light up. That's it. It's like a $60 key you have to go buy. I liked one video of it, and I went down the rabbit hole of this key. The lines to buy this key are all adults. There's no children in line.
Well, what children is affording a $60 key?
Come on, guys.
Maybe a parent to buy it for the kid.
Let's not act like we've been in line for a $60 popcorn bucket.
But hang on.
Zero in line.
Here's the best part of it.
40, not 60.
Here's the best part of it. So this guy found a way to basically, you stick a pin in like this keyhole on the key, and it unlocks all of the lights for you as like a factory reset mode, I guess. And all of the people in his comments are just like, this is sacrilegious. Like, you're not doing it right. You're not treating the key with the respect it deserves. And you know what? Heck yeah.
Okay, I do kind of get it. If the whole point of the key is to like go around.
See, he's our Disney adult.
As soon as I started talking, I was like, God, why am I opening my mouth?
Dude, they didn't even visit Magic Kingdom. Like, what the heck? Why did they get the lights?
I do get it. If the whole point of the key is
they didn't even
collect. You went on mute. You can stay muted. That's okay.
Wait for meet and greet.
If the whole point of the key is to go around to landmarks and unlock everything, that's like shoot, what's a good example? That's like playing like an iPhone game and hacking it, and then like we've all done that before.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it gets boring after 10 minutes. It's just lame. That's not the point of the game.
I guess I just thought it was just very funny that guy was like fighting for his life in the comments.
I mean,
and Chuck is like, yeah, he should.
At the end of the day, I don't really care. Like, it's a good idea if he's selling it and making money. Like, good for him. Good for him for identifying a need and filling it. But like, people that would buy that, like, what's the point? Because then you're spending money on a key with a certain purpose, and then you're spending more money on this thing that basically kind of just voids everything. The whole point of the first key, you know?
Well, because I just think it's so funny. Like, if I Google this Disneyland interactive key, it's like a kid with her mom enjoying the key. And then all of the videos about it are like adults with no children. Like, look at me go around and unlock my key. And it's just like an LED lights up.
I'm just imagining a bunch of adults like hunched over, mouth open in line. Like,
oh, can you hurry up, please?
like
I need to get to the Stitch meet and greet at 4. Please
Hey
hurry
man,
up.
that's a serious meeting. All right. They're all doing it wrong anyway. $60 at
We're gonna
Disney.
make
That's
we're
it.
making
It's an interesting rabbit hole for the go down.
Yeah, well, we're making enemies in this episode. We're going to talk about Disney adults, and we're going to talk about the Snyder folks later on. So,
Disney adults are cool.
Yeah,
like
we're cool with
do
that.
what you love. That's awesome. We're doing what we love. You do you. Us do us. You know.
Yeah, you do you.
Well, but people on TikTok, they don't let us do what we love. They're very mean to us.
Yeah, they don't like our takes.
Yeah, no.
They actually only like Charles's takes.
They hate my takes. They call me an idiot.
What was? Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Like, okay, Einstein.
Okay, guys.
Nerd nugget, more like common knowledge, pal.
Pretty much.
So it's okay.
Live update. It is now the end of the third quarter. Nuggets are down 24.
Oof.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry for your lifelong fandom you've had, even though you're a Pacers guy. You should be a Pacers guy. You're a Hoosier. You're a Hoosier.
Yeah.
So
I
the Pacers
I don't really care for
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, yeah. I kind of told myself like I want the Nuggets or the Pacers. I'll probably root for the Nuggets, but if they lose, then Pacers.
Okay. The next piece of news is this one is very interesting. So Fortnite added an AI Darth Vader that you can interact with. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Okay, so basically they got approval from James Earl Jones' estate to use his voice in AI that is using Google Gemini to answer and respond to the player in real time. So you can quite literally have conversations in game with Darth Vader, and he calls you out and says things to your character, whoever you're dressed as. I've seen some clips where he goes, like, it's Peter Griffin walks up to somebody and is like, a Family Guy. And like, you can talk to him. You can be like, hey, we're going to push this. And he like knows where you're going and he helps.
Wow.
So this is the future of video games, I guess. And it's a little, I don't know. It's a little scary.
A little spooky. You're not a fan?
There's something about like a dead guy, like, talking to me in a video game that just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. It's cool. It's a very cool idea, but it feels like a rabbit hole we're about to go down that I don't know if I love.
Yeah, I mean, we're already going down the rabbit hole of AI in movies. So
yeah, but it shouldn't. Like, that's, I don't know.
We're also encouraging it by giving Oscars to those AI people.
Yeah, we are. Never forget.
Oh well, I don't know.
Never forget.
It is the future. Like you can't really.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Well, I'm just waiting for them to get really good at it, and then I could just have like a full-blown conversation with any of the characters in the game. I need to know what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's skin is thinking at all times. I need to know what he thinks about my opinion on Terramana Tequila at all times. That's the future. Speaking of cool things, Wicked. We like Wicked on this podcast. Some more than others, but we all like it. Wicked is being re-released in theaters June 4th. It's returning for one night only, and it will apparently have the first look at the new trailer for Wicked 2.
That is brilliant.
So, boys, are you going to go and report back?
I'm gonna try and go.
Probably. That's a Thursday, right? Probably.
I heard it's a sing along too.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm busy. I'm actually busy that day.
Thing just came up.
Sorry, can't go. It's actually playing by me, so like I actually have the ability. Here, let me look for you, Charles. Let's see what you got.
I gotta see if it's playing by me. I'm not entirely sure.
Charles, is the AMC Westminster Promenade something you've been to?
Ooh, maybe I can keep my AMC.
Or the AMC Highland Ranch 24. Those are not by you.
No, I'm it's okay. I'll check for myself. Thank you.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm just like doxing Charles online right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for myself.
But yeah, that's the first look at the trailer. So I would assume that following week we'll probably get like the full thing. But I cannot wait for those 3 days of discourse where it's like people's iPhone videos of it that we get. and that'll
Are
be
you
great.
sure it's June 4th?
According to the official Wicked website,
It's on a Wednesday. It's on a half off Wednesday.
It's on a half off Wednesday.
That seems
Wednesday,
odd.
June 4th.
That's very strange to me.
What is very strange to you?
That's on a
Oh
Wednesday.
yeah, it's called Wicked plus Wicked Trailer for Good debut. So yeah, 100%. The trailer is coming out that day.
The two theaters that I'm close to, it's not releasing.
Sorry to hear that.
Okay. I think I'll survive. I've got the Steelbook, so I can always just.
Well, that's for the trailer, I would assume. That's why you want to go.
I also have Twitter.
I'm sorry, what's that? I only know X.com. X, the everything app.
All right.
Everything's happening on X.
Can you mic your
You are the media.
Can you mic your mute? Can you mute your mic again, please?
Can you mute your mic?
Please.
Please stop. But yeah, so that's Wicked for all of the Wicked heads out there. Get ready to go. Apparently, also Cynthia Erivo might be Storm in the MCU. So
That would be sick.
So
I've seen a lot of.
I've heard that rumor.
Little Patrick being.
Oh yeah,
Cyclops.
Patrick.
Would she be English? An English Storm?
Is Cynthia Erivo English? Am
She's
I
English, yeah.
Oh.
Bro did not watch the commentary on the Steelbook.
No, I did not. I did not watch the commentary on the Steelbook.
He didn't study the film.
No, I did not.
Maybe for part 2.
Also, right now, Cannes is happening, the Cannes Film Festival, and we all said no. They invited us, but we said no. So, in case anyone was curious on why we're not there, we were busy.
We were all busy.
Sorry.
I want to be very clear. If I ever got an invitation, I am not busy at all. I'm on a plane. I'll swim over there.
I'll go to France.
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing right now.
Please.
I have nothing going on.
I am more than happy.
Well, Hunter and I are busy.
But I can move things around.
I can rearrange some things. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Next time we'll go. This time we were busy. Next time we'll be there.
I mean, the invitation must have not came in the mail for me. I mean, if it came in the mail for you guys,
it must have went to the college place.
I would have been there.
Yeah. Well, they sent it back when it was just a 2-man pod. We were like, no.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
No. But the big thing there is Die My Love. It is I believe a romance movie with Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson and Lakeith Stanfield. And that just got bought up by Mubi for like $50 million and it's coming to theaters. So
holy moly.
Yeah, Mubi out of nowhere.
They got Anora too, I'm pretty sure, right?
Was that
last
Mubi
year?
or was that Neon? I think that's Neon.
Or Neon. Or I don't remember because I think
Neon.
Well, I think Neon, but I think maybe Mubi could have been on it too. I could be wrong. I totally could be wrong.
I think Mubi. Yeah, Anora was Neon, and Neon is also The Life of Chuck coming up. But Mubi had something else we watched. Oh, Mubi was The Substance.
Okay, gotcha.
You guys get The Life of Chuck every Sunday. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nice.
Right,
Yeah, that rocks. Yeah, this guy rocks. So yeah, Mubi. For all those Mubi heads out there, get hyped. What are they? Let's see what they're now showing. Should we look?
I guess we're looking.
I'm looking right now. They got The Fall, The Substance, Bring Them Down. A lot of foreign films right now on there, which is exciting. Oh, they have Carol from 2015. That was pretty good. What is this? What is the code? I haven't seen that. Oh, they got Spree. I remember that. That was a big movie for like 8 minutes online. But yeah, Mubi. Get hype. The next piece of news is Horizon. So as we know, I'm the Horizon head here on the pod. But Horizon and American Saga Chapter 2 is unfortunately embroiled in a legal dispute between New Line Cinema and Costner's loan-out firm and production company. The issue seems to come from a co-financing agreement where New Line and Horizon were both supposed to repay a portion of the film's financing, and they're kind of arguing about who is supposed to actually pay that. So we may never get part 2, even though it's filmed, and I think part 3 is actually also filmed, which sucks because I'd like to see it. Also, they showed it like 2 months ago at some film festival, and apparently it's like pretty decent. So
I hate that for you, Hunter.
Sorry, man.
As Charlie said, we need good westerns, but then a western came out and he didn't support it, and that's why it's not in theaters anymore.
Yeah.
That was before I was on the Western kick. Let it be clear.
Let me be clear.
I know now that I made a mistake.
His eyes have been opened.
Never forget when both were supposed to come out within a month of each other, and now we only got one, and we'll probably never see the second one. You all failed.
What if this happens like the Beatles? I mean, what if the Beatles, they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to open them all like back to back to back. And then they're just like, yeah, here's Paul Mescal's movie. Yeah, the rest of them just.
Yeah, we're good. They just do the John Harrison movie. They cancel it.
I'm always trying to see what Hunter's. Oh, that actually helps me. You have blue light glasses. I'm always trying to see what.
Yeah, right now I have Horizon pulled up. So these are the screenshots of the movie Horizon. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the next one. Let's see it. Can Charles guess what it is before I have it? This is a great podcasting, by the way.
No, I can't see it.
All right. Well, the next piece of news is Kristen Ritter is back as Jessica Jones in season 2 of Daredevil Born Again.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I wish I was joking, but I'm not. She came out on stage at some Disney investor event or something and was like, yeah, I'm back. And so shout out all the dudes who were big into Netflix Marvel in 2015 through 18. Me. I'm that guy. So shout out me. Pumped for this. Jessica Jones season 1 is awesome. Season 2 is pretty good, and season 3 is also pretty good. So pretty cool. Jessica Jones back. And the crowd goes.
That's a real needle mover. If I've ever seen one.
Yeah. Well, okay. Can I give you? Let me find something that's going to move the needle for you.
Jack,
here.
last week Hunter was
scraping out. Charles was not interested in anything. Here, let me give you something. Let me give you something that's going to be a Charles news.
Yeah, that's.
All right, Charles news. Here we go. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
That's more Jack's news. I mean, I like that, but that's like all Jack.
Okay.
Look, you got to have your thing.
All right. Well, Jack, here's for you. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is the first film filmed entirely 100% on IMAX film cameras. First time they've ever done it, ever.
IMAX stock.
That's why he's my goat.
Yes. So,
did you guys know IMAX is a public company?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm about to be a owner.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it too. I just want to make sure.
You're looking at a co-owner, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Sorry.
A little.
Yeah.
So you knew about this 100% IMAX
Yeah,
news
I got an email from Chris the other day, and he let me know. So
Hunter's a fractional share owner. They're like $30 a share, but he has a fraction.
I have a percentage of a percentage that I will not disclose right now. Obviously, we don't give financial advice, but let's just say to the moon. Thanks to Christopher Nolan.
Are you planning a hostile takeover?
With my percentage of shares, it's possible, but right now I'm pretty happy with leadership, so I'll keep it the way it is.
Yeah.
Who's the CEO, Hunter?
John IMAX, son of Jared IMAX, the founder of IMAX. So yeah, as I was saying, The Odyssey is the first film shot entirely with IMAX film cameras, which means
it's actually Richard Gelfond.
Oh, old Richie, my good friend.
He goes by Rich.
Yes. Yes. Oh, last time I knew Rich, he was just bringing us coffee, but look at him now. He made his way up. We need to find the 70mm IMAX that shows this. Like this is the one that we need to go to a true 70mm IMAX and find it. There are a few in the nation that are like true ones. I know Jack and Indy. I don't think Indy is it is actually 70mm IMAX.
I'm going to Lincoln when that comes out. I'm going to take a trip to New York.
I will go. I will find a way to go. I will find a way. Then.
When is it?
I'm not even joking. It's, I think, July of next year.
I won't be there.
What are you going to do? What are you being? What are you doing?
Well, I didn't know if I'd be there for training.
I'm sure you.
I mean, I can go. I mean, guys, I can go.
I can go. July 17th, 2026. Whoa, Charles, that could be Comic-Con, though. If it's Comic-Con, can we shift to seeing it in LA? No,
Comic-Con will be the week after, 2 weeks after.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so New York, The Odyssey. Dang, this is going to be awesome. I'm pumped. And he's got
Me
Luka
too.
Gordonson. Okay, that was that piece of news. All right, here we go. We find the next Charles piece of news. Charles piece of news.
I like this. Why don't we only do Charles piece of news?
The Coca-Cola movie is moving forward.
yeah. The Furbies movie is getting 6 sequels.
They're
The
making
Hershey
a
movie.
Lego biopic for every celebrity.
Yeah. How about Hunger Games? Yeah.
I like Hunger Games, yeah.
Well, they got some more casting announcements. So Jesse Plemons is Plurtok, which we talked about kind of last week.
Oh, yeah.
But Maya Hawke is joining the cast as Wyrus, and Ralph Fiennes, our close personal friend of the podcast, is joining as President Snow.
Rafe?
Yeah, Ralph Fiennes. Listen, I said if he didn't win that Oscar, I'm not calling him Rafe.
I'm
You have
pretty
to earn
sure
that.
Conan said that. I don't think you said that.
Conan?
Take off the Mission
The Oscar
Impossible
host?
mask.
No, you couldn't hide that red head underneath a mask. It'd be too impossible. Poke through.
Like a mission.
But yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm pumped for that.
Say that
Those
again?
castings. The crazy thing about those castings is a lot of them were like big fan castings. But I do like that the 2 leads are kind of unknown. But then I love that we have like some big star power, which I feel like is what we got with the original Hunger Games, kind of like Jennifer Lawrence was,
Woody
still
Harrelson.
starting out but then you had like Woody Harrelson and you have my guy Stanley Tucci. I mean, come on. It was just I really like what they're doing here. And I don't know, I haven't heard like incredible things about the book, but I've heard good things. So I'm pretty pumped for the movie.
I got to figure out who the next Flickerman is, because that's the main casting I care about. Jason Schwartzman was great, and then the Tooch Man obviously was incredible. So we got to figure out who the next in line there is, because that's the most important thing.
100%.
What is it? Isn't this one called, like, it's not Songbirds and Snakes? Is it Songbirds and Snakes?
No, Ballad of the Songbird. No, Sunrise on the Reaping.
That's it. Yeah.
Let's see, on the Reaping. Let's see if it's even. It's got to be, right? It's got to be another Flickerman.
It's already out, and it's getting a lot of.
Caesar Flickerman is portrayed. Oh, he is already the host. Wow, good for him. So it's a young Caesar Flickerman is going to be the host.
I feel like they would have to bring in somebody new, though. I mean,
they got to get like a young Tucci out there. Does that even exist? Is it possible?
Tucci? Probably.
I'm looking at him.
Tucci Jr.
I'm willing to put my name in the ring.
Just like for Batman.
Yeah. Listen, unless they need me for Batman, I'm happily going to do this.
One of them has to work, right? Like they have to just
one of them has to happen. There's got to be one of these two.
That's like, that reminds me, Jack, I don't think I sent it to you, but after the Deadpool movie came out, I sent a meme to Hunter, and it was like me and my homie on Halloween, and it's just these two like larger dudes in costumes, and they just like very funny. That's not that Hunter's large, but I'm imagining.
Wow.
Assault.
Well, I mean, he kind of is, considering as we go to the gym recently. So
yeah. No, if I was Batman, I'd get there and I'd just be huffing and puffing like, where's Rachel?
Where is Rachel?
The Riddler's giving riddles to me. I'm like, wait, hold on. I gotta write this down.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Robin, go handle this. Hang on. So yeah, moral of the story is I will be playing Caesar Flickerman in the upcoming Hunger Games after my portrayal as Batman. Speaking of Batman, we're getting some positive updates. So apparently the final script, or the first complete full script, is coming next week. It will be in the hands of James Gunn next week. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good thing. Hopefully by the end of the year they can maybe start to film, and then we can do early 2027 release.
What are we talking about here?
Batman 2.
Why is James Gunn involved?
Because James Gunn's the head of DC Studios.
The Batman 2 is James Gunn?
No, James Gunn is overseeing all of DC.
Yeah.
So if he turns in
the Batman completely separate from the DCU?
Anything DC is under James Gunn, but then James Gunn has the DCU, and there's also the Elseworld story. So the Elseworld story would be like the Batman the Penguin, those things, but it's all under DC Studios, which is James Gunn
Goodness, James
and
Gunn.
Peter Safran.
Man.
Yeah.
I had no idea that this was even happening. So this is great news.
So yeah, they're hoping to film October, December time of this year, hopefully. I don't think it's gonna start filming until early next year, if I'm being honest.
Weather update: Nuggets are down 35.
Dang. Sorry,
38.
sorry.
Just turn that up.
So yeah, the Batman too. Charles, does that titillate your brain?
I wouldn't phrase it like that, but I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, I did. I phrased it like that. All right, how about this one? Charles? Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas are diving into a supernatural thriller called Deeper from Edge of Tomorrow's director Doug Liman.
Aren't they like dating or something?
Apparently, it's also written by Christopher McQuarrie. Are we into that? We into this?
Sure.
I heard something about potentially going to space for this.
So yeah, I think this is the one where they're going under the water.
That would make sense from the title.
So Tom Cruise basically is just going to go either under the water or into space. He also saying Top Gun 3 is like actually happening, which is crazy. From the mouth of our Lord and Savior Tom Cruise. He literally saved movies. Steven Spielberg said it, so it's true.
Has to be.
Mr. Fableman said it, so. Does this move the needle at all?
I need more.
Yeah, I think I'll be more excited about this if Ballerina is good. If Ballerina is good, I'll be more into this. I haven't been proven that Ana de Armas is can hold her own.
Sure. Knives Out is good, but
she's like a bit player in that.
Yeah, she is. There's also
like everything that she's in that she's like a bit player. She's good. Like in
War Dogs.
Yeah, War Dogs, which she's kind of in. But I was thinking of the last James Bond. She's good in.
No Time to
Die. And then he quite literally dies. Spoiler alert. Sorry. It's like 5 years ago.
Dude.
You and I were there. We saw it together.
Yeah, we did.
So yeah. Next up is an official title card for Mel Gibson's The Resurrection. Oh, geez. Let me restart that. Mel Gibson's The Resurrection of the Christ, the Passion of the Christ sequel that's filming this year, coming out next year.
Cool.
So yeah.
Nice. If it's anything like his most recent movie he made, Flight Risk, then we're in for a treat.
We're in for something.
We're really in for a winner here.
A participation awarder.
I gotta say though, I am really interested if like everyone that saw the first one is just gonna like show up to this and it's just gonna be another like box office hit, or do you think it's just gonna be crickets?
I think that there's a very good shot this is like huge.
Okay.
Because I think in the last couple of years we've seen a lot of resurgence of like religious cinema, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Remember what was it? Wasn't it like The Sound of Music was a couple of years ago, or not The Sound of Music, The Sound of Something?
Sound of Music's from I think 1960.
I know. I'm trying to think of what it was. Hang on. Let me find it. It starred this guy who is Jesus Christ in these movies. It's Jim Caviezel. What was the movie he was in a couple of years ago? That was like controversial, but it was like The Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was like really big.
Yeah,
and especially
it was the budget was such a small budget.
Yeah, it's like Angel Studios is like that production company. It's like making these like religious movies, and they're pretty big. So I think that if you get like the biggest one ever to be back, I would not be shocked if this is like humongous.
Yeah. Do we have any idea on what the budget is for this movie?
I do not have any information on that as of now.
Because I know the original is like a really small budget, but I wonder if I'm not to say that I think Mel Gibson has a ton of cash right now, but
Mel Gibson, yeah, it made $610 million on a $30 million budget.
Ooh,
so I would guess, if I'm going to guess, I would say that it's probably about $100 million that he's going to get with this movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
we'll
would
see,
not be shocked. We'll see. It comes out next year, so we'll be able to talk about it. Next up is Rambo. A Rambo origin movie is in the works from Sisu's director Jamal Highlander. And folks, isn't the Rambo origin movie just First Blood? Or like the Vietnam War?
I haven't seen Rambo, unfortunately.
I also have not seen Rambo.
There are some moments in this podcast where I am genuinely shocked. This is one of those moments. What are you guys doing?
Trying to watch everything else I haven't seen.
This is
That's true. That is so true.
Like, I'm trying, man.
oh man, Rambo's Jack. You have no excuse. You have nothing going on. This one, you got it.
What?
What do you have going on?
I'm CPA exam.
Dude, Hunter,
You-
stop.
do you
gotta
study all day?
Stop raising your voice, man. Why are you getting all mad?
Come on, man.
Do you study all day?
I'm gonna basically. I'll try my best to watch it though. I really will.
Rose never studied for a certification exam in his wife. He doesn't.
That's
get
actually
it.
a fact. I've never done that.
He doesn't get it.
I'm not looking forward to it, but I will very much hope to enjoy some cinema during my off time.
Yeah. You can't study all day. Brain turns to mush.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you gotta revive it with a movie.
I'm praying that's the vibe I'm gonna get after.
Yeah, you
this.
get a
After
large
this.
icy, and it just solidifies your brain again. That's the whole brain freeze thing. Is it solidifies your brain?
I think you just made that up.
No, come on. How dare you? How dare you? First of all, next up, the last two pieces of news is the Muppets.
Jesus,
What's wrong with you? You're that's just. How do you not like the Muppets?
I've
Muppets
never
are
seen the
great.
Muppets.
Why?
I'm trying.
The Muppets are awesome. Well, it was the 70th anniversary of the Muppets this week, and I think it's pretty cool. 70 years of the Muppets. I love the Muppets, obviously. Kermit and the Gang. It's great. So I really recommend that you do watch it. If you haven't seen any of the Muppet stuff, just watch the Muppet movie, and then you'll fall in love. Jason
Segel's, he rocks, man.
Yeah. I wasn't even talking about that one. I was talking about the original. But yeah, watch that one too. That one's also great. I need more Muppet stuff. We've been really lacking in the Muppet space for too long. Just bring them back.
Just do what they did with the Smurfs. Just throw them in New York City, you know?
Don't do that.
And just like
Don't do that. Don't do that. Just like
Wait.
have them do stuff. Just put them in other things.
Put him in Chicago.
Yeah,
I
put them in
like that.
Chicago.
A deep dish pizza.
Why
Or
don't you
even-
have them? You know, they should run a restaurant in Chicago, and like it could struggle with going back and forth on what the restaurant should be about. It could just be like and just don't even talk about that they're Muppets the whole time. Just like, make it like that.
I like that. Or maybe
Yeah.
send them to where you've wanted to send, the Avengers in the fight. Send them to Utah, Just
Yeah,
send them on a crazy ski vacation.
yeah.
It'd be pretty sweet. Or what if they made like a White Lotus times the Muppets, dude, and they
Yes.
killed one of the
And they
Muppets off?
never-
That would
yes.
be awesome.
Exactly.
Would be nuts.
It should
Yeah.
everyone should be a Muppet, except for who? Who could we not have a Muppet?
I mean, maybe bring Jennifer Coolidge back and just throw her in there, and I feel like that would work.
Jennifer Coolidge and like John Cena. That's White Lotus season 4. I wrote it for you right there. That would be
I like
great.
that.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, Kevin Feige, when you're doing Avengers Secret Wars, have one of the Captain Americas be Kermit the Frog. What would be wrong with that? That's what I would do if I was in charge of Marvel, and everyone would hate it.
And Doom just obliterates him first. He's just like,
They should remake Dune and have Kermit be Paul Atreides. Oh wait, no, have everyone be Muppets except for Timothy Chalamet is still Paul Atreides. That would be better. Okay, we got something there.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a draft if we have a really
The-
slow week of news of like movies the Muppets should be in.
Or like remakes of movies, but just
or
with
what
the Muppets.
remake? Well, they already did Wizard of Oz, and that was pretty decent. Quentin Tarantino is actually in that movie as himself. Never forget.
That feels weird.
It really was actually. Yeah. What other movies could they remake?
Gladiator.
Gladiator. Oh, Gladiator would be great. Who would be the one real person in that movie though? They should just it should still be Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I was
It's just like
thinking
complete,
Joaquin- I was
just like
thinking Joaquin.
completely serious. It's just still Joaquin Phoenix. La La Land, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
still
7 with the
Still be Emma
Muppets, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
Seven with
we're
the Muppets.
cooking.
7 with the Muppets would be great because you just who could you keep though?
Probably, maybe Morgan Freeman. I feel like he's just a nice, like, kind.
And Morgan Freeman never addresses the
Or
fact.
just keep Kevin Spacey. Just keep Kevin Spacey in that movie and turn everyone else to Muppets.
Everyone else is a Muppet. All right, I'm gonna do. Just do The Accountant 3 and never address the fact that everyone's a Muppet now except for Ben Affleck. That'd be great. That's actually The Beekeeper 2. Beekeeper 2 is he becomes friends with Gonzo. All right, let me see my highest rated movies in Letterboxd and see what I can put them in.
I
All
feel
right,
like
yeah,
if this is
remake
I
remake Home Alone.
see, I'm telling you, like, they're making all like the Disney remakes and stuff. It's like I feel like Muppet
No,
fanatics like yourself would love
Yeah.
this.
Remake Rain Man and still keep Tom Cruise. That'd be my one. I want Rain Man and everyone is a Muppet except for Tom Cruise. That's
You want
my
to see the
one.
Muppets gambling?
Yeah, I want
would
to see the Muppets gambling.
That would be crazy.
Maybe remake The Nice Guys, but you keep Ryan Gosling. I'd be into that.
Got to get a big Muppet to make up for Russell Crowe in that one.
When Harry Met Sally, but it's Kermit and Miss Piggy. That'd be awesome. And you keep Carrie Fisher somehow.
Yeah, no, I'd be down. I think a potential draft would just be. I think that's the
they
route
could
to
just-
go.
Yeah, why don't they just do like the Muppets go for an Oscar and like that's the movie and they just make like 5-minute versions of like Oscar winning movies while they're trying to win an Oscar that they never do. A Few Good Men, but you keep Tom Cruise. That'd be great.
Super bad. You keep McLovin.
Yeah, exactly. He's getting it now.
Hmm.
I'm really glad we incepted Charles into liking Muppets for like a couple seconds. They're the best.
What's our last piece of news?
Max is now HBO Max once again. So they switched the name back. HBO Max lives and Max is dead. The weird 2-year experience of Max is over.
No,
Oh man.
said no one.
Yeah, a little disappointing. But you know what? We started this podcast in the Max era. We lasted longer than Max.
Let's
Never
go.
forget. Never forget.
We did it.
We did it. It was funny, all the other like streaming services clowning on them, and then Paramount Plus got in the mix, and everyone was clowning on them because they used to be CBS All Access.
And their Paramount Plus.
Yeah, and the Paramount Plus. Dude, movie from the top rope. It's just like we never changed our name. But that's it for news. And then we have 2 trailers and then the big trailer. So let's do Nobody 2 first. Nobody 2 is the sequel to Nobody, obviously. Starring Bob Odenkirk back as his titular assassin Hutch. Do we like this trailer? Are we into this trailer?
My grandfather stood out of his couch with his bucket of ice cream in hand, set it on the table, and gave it a 10-minute round of applause. So he's so pumped for this movie.
So, yeah, we're in. Yeah, all TNT audience members just freaked out because they're like, we got something new for 4 p.m. slot. Yeah, this is one you watch on the elliptical at the gym. But I'm in on this.
It looks fun.
It does. It looks like a good time.
Well, it's funny because the whole joke behind this is like in my family is that my grandfather's seen the original Nobody movie, I swear, like 15 times at least. And it's just like he'll just turn it on and he'll just watch it.
Yeah.
It's like cool, man. Like,
Heck yeah.
it's like, I just love that movie.
He likes his slop.
Yeah, he loves it. He eats it up, man.
I feel like is he a big Equalizer guy? I
You
think
know,
this falls into the Equalizer cinematic universe, I feel.
If I asked him, I'm sure he would be.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the comedy beekeeper right here. But I don't know. It doesn't look bad.
Did I miss? I mean, I know it's kind of not on Nobody, but the Beekeeper 2, I missed that news last week, didn't I?
You did.
I just knew the fellas were just rejoicing.
Yeah. Well, that was the one piece of news I think that Charles got excited about. So
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember talking about it.
it's like, hey Charles, we got some news on what was it? The captain guy? What even was that guy?
I know.
Sergeant
Captain
something.
Rock,
Oh, yeah,
Sergeant Rock, Sergeant Rock.
Yeah, Charles, we got some Sergeant Rock news. You ready for it?
They've actually resurrected the movie again.
Yeah, they heard our pleas.
Oh
God.
man.
Remember they were going
That's
to make
hilarious.
a El Muerto movie? That's the thing that was happening. All right, next trailer is Americana. This was released in 2023, but is now finally getting a wide release. Sydney Sweeney, Paul Walter Hauser, and I believe Halsey. So
Yeah.
this looked pretty good. I like Paul Walter Hauser a lot, so I like that a lot. I like
It
him.
also has
Toby Huss is in this. Eric Dane's in this. Simon
Eric
Rex is in
Dane.
this.
You know, Eric Dane was recently diagnosed with ALS.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like I'm wondering if in this movie if there's like anything different about like.
Well, I mean, it's been like 2 years. since
Right. So we won't notice anything, but yeah, he was. I don't know if he's gonna act again because ALS is like.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Dang.
I
Yeah.
feel like this movie overall, though, it kind of gave me like Love Lies Bleeding vibes, but like not. I mean, just in terms of the aesthetic and the setting of this movie, it very much gave me those types of vibes. And I don't know. I'm excited to see what Sydney Sweeney can pull off, but I think this will probably be like her most like serious role I've seen her in.
Honestly, she makes some good outside of Madam Web. I feel like she makes some good choices with like her acting. Unlike
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, did you read my mind?
Beetlejuice Queen. Come on, bro. I mean that.
Oh, dude, Jenna Ortega, like, what is she doing? She needs to fire her manager and call us instead. Because what are we doing here?
If I have time this week, I might just go see Hurry Up Tomorrow, just because I like The Weeknd as an artist, and I want to see.
I've heard it's such a dumpster fire. I was going to see it, and I was like, yikes.
I just want to go to see if it truly is as bad as advertised.
I think it probably will be, but you know what? You do you.
I'm itching to go back to the theater. I haven't been there in like 2 weeks.
I know.
So I'm just like,
I'm so 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm so annoyed I can't watch Friendship. I've been trying to find it, and they won't release it in theaters until next week.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah, I'm going to see it next week. I'm so pumped.
Yes, I'm going to try to see it before our episode next week. If not, I'll have to see it the following week.
Great triple
really
hitter
annoying
this weekend.
Yeah, I'm not seeing one of the movies this weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, it's in your top 5 though. You have to go support them.
I don't know if I want to.
Family.
Ohana means I'd rather go see Mission Impossible again.
Ooh.
So yeah, that is Americana, and then now for the big one. Let's talk Superman. We ready?
I guess.
Don't sound too excited. Jeez, I think we should let Charles go first. Charles, what do you think of the Superman trailer?
I mean, the main difference that I had noticed is it actually like shows his personality as Clark, right? And I guess Superman, but like I feel like we hadn't gotten any dialogue, and this whole trailer is dialogue with him, and Lois.
Yeah, apparently that's a 12-minute scene.
Really?
That's like the scene that they did all of the chemistry reading for, and that was the scene where James Gunn's like, it's these two, and it's a 12-minute scene of the movie.
I thought it was a good trailer. My main issue, and I think I saw people online saying this, he just doesn't seem very powerful. Like he's Superman. I feel like he should be. I don't know. You look at Henry Cavill's Superman. You look at. I haven't seen the Christopher Reeves, but like they seem super powerful, and in this trailer, he's just kind of getting destroyed in every fight. You know. I thought it was like we got a good glimpse of like other characters in the movie, what their powers are, with who they are. But that was kind of like my takeaway. I'm like, shouldn't he be a little more than this? And I know he will be, but that's just like what the trailer gave away.
Yeah, I mean, like all of the other Supermen like get beat up, right? Like even Cavill basically had to kill Zod because he would have got beat other way. And like he got beat by Batman, and he got killed by Darkseid, or not Dark, like by whatever that guy was.
Darkseid.
Abomination. Oh no, not Abomination.
He basically was.
Bruh.
Abomination.
Oh,
It was Doomsday. He got killed by Doomsday.
yes. Yes.
So honestly, yeah, Cavill's the softest Superman. Bro got killed.
Yeah,
Or
but
we're getting the
something
Snyder
at
stands.
the end of the
worked
movie
up.
where he's like moving.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
But it does look good. Like I'm excited for it.
Jack,
It
your
just didn't really
thoughts?
move it. Like I was already excited. It didn't move the needle any further.
That's all right. That's all right, man.
It's just it's so obvious that James Gunn cannot make this Superman movie, and he's trying so hard to make it a Zack Snyder Superman movie, and
Zack Snyder is the blueprint.
But that's what I would say if I didn't know ball, because this looked awesome. I'm pumped for this. I think there's like a couple of small parts where like the visuals kind of threw me off, but other than that, like I like the fact that he's not, or maybe he's getting thrown around a little bit more. I think it humanizes him to a certain extent, because I think some of the Supermen we've gotten in the past, not saying that they're almighty, but I think that the fact that there are other beings that can match him, I like that. And I think that makes for a much more entertaining story. And the fact that that interview scene is potentially 12 minutes long is what I love, because I think it's, we all love the awesome battles and the fight scenes, but I think it's really the conversations that take place in between those that really make these superhero movies great. So I have the utmost faith in James Gunn and what he's doing here. And I'm super excited for Superman fans like Hunter, who have been wanting something like this. And I think it just shows how controversial, this take on the character, which is basically the original Superman. The fact that he's colorful is just the fact that that's so controversial today is insane. So I'm excited to see, some of the OG fans hopefully get what they want. And I'm really hoping that, they can deliver on that. But trailer was awesome. I really liked it. Nick Holt, we got a couple speaking moments with him. Super pumped to see what he can
world class
pull off.
hater, that guy.
Yeah, I'm pumped though. Hunter, I as soon as I saw this drop online, I knew you were like rejoicing. You texted in the group chat. So
yeah.
How'd you feel?
You know what? Big complaints. How dare they make it look like a live action comic? What are they doing? Do they even know that Superman's supposed to be dark and gritty? This was awesome. This was in a great trailer. I agree with Charles, but I think it's a benefit. I feel like they didn't show a whole lot, which is good to me. I think that it was like a big bonus in my opinion. Just because I think that's kind of what I want. I want to go in relatively blind to this as much as possible. I have a sickness where if something is leaked online or like anywhere online, I have to look at it. I can't not look at it. So that's where I'm glad they kind of went very minimal with this. But the scene of him going into like the crater and then getting picked up by a citizen, I mean, just claps all around. That's exactly what I want. It's what a concept to have real people in your hero movies. Like Thunderbolts was like the first one in a while where I noticed like they actually save citizens. What a concept. That's kind of what I would like, please, in my superhero movies, is them saving people. I just thought it looked great. I did love his personality, like when he does like the lean forward and his voice deepens a little bit to be like, all right, Cronkite. It's just so great. And I think that's part of like the agreement is like, that's what he does. He saves people. That's what he does. He's not there for like to be political. He's not there for the other stuff. Like he is there because he does what's right. And like, that is what they're kind of arguing in this movie. And I think that, might be the perfect Superman story for this time period where people are going to make the argument that maybe Superman is like, it's hard to believe that someone is just a good person and does the things they do because it's good. But, that's what Superman does. And that's who he is. I love the bits in Smallville with his mom of like, I cleaned your boots. Just perfect. Just awesome stuff. And yeah, I mean, even Green Lantern had some aura in this, which hasn't happened in 15 years. So good for Green Lantern. To the haters out there, stop it. I don't understand. Okay, maybe you guys can help me understand. So I'm like very on the opposite side of it. What, like, the Snyder people want this to fail. Like, what do they think is going to come out do they think if it fails, WB is going to be like, you know what, guys, we should just give Zack Snyder all of the money and we'll just do it all over again. Like, it's over. It's over, guys. It's not happening again. You're done.
And I think
liked Henry Cavill, but it's over.
I think some people, it's just like the initial change, I think it's just so hard, especially when it's such a beloved character. I totally understand where some of the Snyder fans are coming from, because like I loved Henry Cavill in that role, and I know you did too.
Yeah.
But I think some people are just still so resistant.
I love Andrew
to the fact
Garfield as
that,
Spider-Man, but
Yeah.
we move on. Things change.
I mean, but overall, I think the character itself is just like, I don't think this movie could come out at a better time. I feel like just in general, everyone's just so split. Or at least the media is trying to make it look that way. And I think that Superman, someone coming in with so much hope, and I'm just genuinely excited for the idea of that. This is like an idea that people can bring themselves to enjoy and like be better people towards. I don't know if that was like the words I was intending to say.
I'm with you. I really hope this is good. Like, I really hope that this does well, because like I need this to work, or else I don't know. Like, if Superman goes back into this character doesn't work bucket for another 2 decades, I'll be so bummed, because like I want Superman to be like the biggest hero in the world, and it should be. So I hope that's what happens. I think that the best parts of this trailer was the Superman stuff. The stuff where it's like outside of it, like the Justice League stuff, is a little less interesting to me. But the Superman stuff was great.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm beyond excited. This was the first trailer. Obviously, it comes out in 2 months ish, so that's soon.
Yeah,
July is right around the corner. And I think that the marketing campaign is only going to get way more in the meantime.
Yeah, and they just happened to do the commercial with Jason Tatum about a week before he tore his Achilles. So
they needed to hit him with that sunbeam in the extended look.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
just the rest of the marketing's been great though.
Oh yeah, we got our first look at Jimmy Olsen, the Skylar Gisondo. Heck yeah, they were like actually friends instead of Jimmy Olsen being an FBI spy like in the Snyder Cut. Never forget when he made Jimmy Olsen never talk to Superman and die immediately. Never forget.
He just has such great vision, Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder just knows. He just.
That's why he's the best.
Yeah.
Rebel Moon.
Remember they're gonna make 6 of those?
I saw that. It's done. Franchise is done.
Franchise is over. Yeah. Also,
hey, Zach.
Let me
Zach
talk
wanted to come on the pod, though. He's more than welcome to.
I like Zack.
We love Zach. We love Zach.
Yeah. Let me talk to the Snyder fans for 1 second, guys. You had your chance. If Black Adam made $1 billion, you were gonna get your Superman back. He was there in the post-credit scene. I saw it. I watched Amanda Waller summon him out of the smoke. And then Black Adam did not do well. And it was over. So I'm sorry. It's time to move on. We got heartfelt, fun Superman again. And you know what? Maybe one day we'll get a Crisis on Infinite Earths and Cavill will be back. Toby came back. Andrew came back. Cavill might come back one day. But not now.
I remember going to Black Adam. I like The Rock. And I like Pierce Brosnan too. So honestly, I guess you could say
Brosnan's the best part of that character.
But then hearing that Superman was coming back at the end was literally just like the cherry on top for like why I wanted to go see that movie. And I'm sure, and at least for the people that I went to go see it with, I remember so many people just went because they wanted to see Superman, the post-credit scene, come back.
Yeah, but not enough.
Snyder fans really dropped the ball there.
Yeah. And it's time to move on. And also, maybe one day you'll get him back. So, sorry, not sorry. Superman Hive, we ride at dawn. Also, if that movie is bad, I will be the saddest person alive. I'm just so you know. I'll be so sad. But now it's time for a draft. Ready for the draft? Charles, can you give the draft introduction noise?
Forgot that one. There's so many noises.
You got it. That was good, Jack. Thank you. Thank you. All right. For this draft, very simple. We're going to do Mission Impossible. You will draft a movie, the stunt, your favorite stunt, a character from the franchise, your favorite Tom Cruise haircut, and finally a moment. So it could be any moment from the franchise, and you can go in any order. So, for example, if Jack goes movie number 1, that movie is off the board, but he could also go haircut number 1, and that haircut's off the board. You don't have to go in that order I just stated. By the end, we will have all 5 selected. So, to randomize this, Jack, why don't you? I'm going to do a random number generator.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
Jack, pick a number between 1 and 3.
I'm going to go number 3.
1.
Okay. Jack, 3 came up. So you get to pick your position in the draft. Do you want to be first, second, or third? We're doing a snake, so you get to snake it.
I'll go third. I like third. I can take it back to back.
All right, so you're going third. So Charles, pick a number 1 through 3. If you get it right, you get to pick. If not, I get to pick.
1 to be 1 through 2, or 1 or 2 then?
Yeah, but it's like 50-50. I guess it's 50-50 shot. All right, 50-50 shot. I was making it harder for you. All right, 1 and 2.
2.
It's 1, and you can tell for real it's 1 because here. Let me lean in with my.
I believe you. It's okay. No, it's okay.
Okay. All right, so you will be second. So we'll do Jack 1, myself 1, Charles 2nd, Jack 3rd, and then snake it back.
This was actually the position I wanted least, but that's cool.
I don't know. I think it's not a bad spot to be in.
Pretty bad spot.
All right, I'm gonna go right off the bat. I think I have to go stunt first.
Ooh. All right.
Okay,
I think I have to go stunt first because
Okay,
I don't think I'll get my stunt on the way back.
Okay.
And my stunt is going to be the Burj Khalifa. Him climbing the actual building is still one of the most incredible things ever. Seeing it in IMAX, seeing the clips of him just hanging there, and then him being able to actually do comedy on the side of the building is just incredible. Those scenes still make me get my palms sweaty when I'm watching it. Just incredible, incredible stuff. So that is my 1-1.
Great
the
pick.
Burj Khalifa.
Great pick,
Yes.
sir. You
Thank you.
frustrated me quite.
I had a
Quite a
feeling
bit.
you would take it on your back, so I was like, I got to take it now.
Yeah. Good pick.
That
Good
wasn't
pick.
my stunt.
That was but there's so many, so that's okay.
I might as well just burst a couple bubbles and take the movie.
Oh,
no.
I'm gonna take Fallout.
yeah. No, that was very close to my 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, I went to I think my second favorite is Ghost Protocol, if I remember correctly. But I feel like that's where the most value is right now. I'm also not super worried about my other picks, like you guys taking.
Yeah.
I think they're
I'm not.
kind of quieter picks. But.
Good pick. Good pick.
That is a good pick.
I think number. This is tough. I'm just trying to think of what
Can't
could
fight the
potentially
friction.
go. What could potentially go by the time I get back?
Yeah.
I think my stunts. I honestly, at this point, I could.
One's already I'm already off the
You know
board.
what? This is basic. I think I'm gonna go with the Halo jump. I think the Halo jump is just so iconic.
Not basic. Great pick.
I think it's so iconic in the fact that it's just such an epic sequence, and you have Henry Cavill's character who's basically just passed out, and he's got to go down and get him, and then he wakes up and he's like, "Oh yeah, everything's fine."
Pull up.
Yeah.
So good.
Great sequence, and just seeing the behind the scenes of all of that, the cameraman following him off the plane is just quite possibly like one of the coolest behind the scenes.
It's incredible.
Sequence. It's so cool. And then I think to follow that up, I think I'm gonna take Rogue Nation as my movie.
Dang it.
I think Rogue Nation is that
worried about
movie
that.
that's like for me it's number 2. I think it's the second best movie in the franchise. I think that this is the introduction to Ilsa Faustus' character Rebecca Ferguson is
Who will
just like
come up later. That's for sure.
so awesome. She is phenomenal, and I think this movie has the plane stunt, and it also has the like the water sequence.
Yeah, that water sequence.
And then
awesome.
It's just it's electric, and I think this
Also,
is a movie
they meet a woman named Ilsa in Casablanca.
Yeah, it's just like it's so casual. They walk up to the house. It's so no, I think this movie is so underrated, at least in terms of like the Mission Impossible movies. Because I think Ghost Protocol's like that's the one that holds the most nostalgia in my heart. But I think in terms of like what movies are best, I think it's Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation.
Yeah. All right, Charles.
Well, now I'm just gonna wait until the last pick to pick my stunt.
Yeah, because that's all you have to do. You just can wait.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Okay, I'm going to take Moment. I don't know if you guys are going to clown me for this. This might be like kind of a casual take.
No.
But my favorite moment is Henry Cavill reloading.
The Henry Cavill arm reload.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, let me tell you. And awesome. his beard grows while he's reloading. Have you ever noticed that? Oh, dude, it's awesome. His beard literally gets longer as he reloads. It's so great.
I was trying to think of moments, and I was just like, it doesn't have anything to do with Tom Cruise. It's Henry Cavill. But
my moment is still on the board, so I'm excited.
Mine is too.
All right, cool.
All right. Now that I can save my movie for the end, which is great. I'm going to go with, I feel as though I have to go with character next because I'm not going to get it on the way back. So I got to go Ethan Hunt. I mean, there's two that I would have taken. All right. I would have taken two. We'll talk about probably the other one when we get there. When the other one gets taken, I would argue maybe is the best character in the franchise, but how do you turn out? You can't turn on Ethan Hunt. If you get the chance, you got to take him. And I have the chance, so I'm taking Ethan Hunt because he's just the most insane human being alive. So I have to take him.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go with, do I think if Jack takes my moment, the entire antithesis of this draft was because I thought of this moment and I wanted to take it. I don't think you'll take it though.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stick with going next. I'm gonna go with haircuts. And the best Mission Impossible haircut is MI2. No. His haircut in Mission Impossible 2 is the most incredible thing of all time. It deserves 2 stars on that movie just for the haircut, Charles. I was gonna say it earlier, but I didn't want to like tip my cap to what I was thinking later on in the draft.
I think everyone knew Mission Impossible 2 haircut was going to be the first haircut taken.
Yeah,
listen, I'm a big Ghost Protocol haircut is great. So, which I'm sure will come up. But yeah, him on the motorcycle with the hair just immaculate flow.
John Woo knew what he was doing there.
Oh yeah. He literally lights Tom Cruise like he's the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah.
Like he just lights him like he is just the most gorgeous woman ever. And it's like, yeah, you know what, John Woo? I agree. Like you got me. I'm with you. So just good stuff all around.
What if it was just like a hair product commercial, just like the longest?
Well, they got me because I'm thinking about it and I saw the movie for the first time like a decade ago and I'm still thinking about it. So They did it.
They did it.
So yeah, those are my 2.
So here's the thing. Haircut, that's a wash. Jack, you can take probably. I think Mission Impossible 2 was the haircut to pick.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a clear second, I think.
And I think I disagree with that. That's
wow.
We'll get there. I'm gonna take character. I feel like Luther is clearly number 2. I think Hunter disagrees with that reaction.
Whoa. Is that who you picked?
Whoa.
I was between him and Benji.
Whoa.
Okay, let him pick. Let him pick Hunter.
Yeah, lock in. Pick. You gotta pick. You gotta pick.
Let him pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Luther.
Okay. I respect that. That's good. I don't think I've heard that before, but
Insane
I like that.
choice. Insane. The clear number 2. Jack, please take the clear number 2.
Number 2, we have Ilsa Faust.
Yes.
No.
What? She's what? Dude,
She's the
arguably
best.
she might be the number 1 character in the franchise.
Let me tell you guys something. When making my list to prepare for this, I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna pick Ethan Hunt. My number 1 was Rebecca Ferguson as Ilsa Faust.
Yes.
I thought there was no way that she would fall to me.
I am shocked.
Why?
Well,
Okay,
give us some Luther. Give us some
Keep in
Luther.
mind-
Give us some Luther.
I will. Thank you. I will. Keep in mind, I haven't seen the latter half of Mission Impossible since last summer, and I've been on like the first 3 kick.
Fair.
And Luther's the GOAT. Are you kidding me? I mean, the first movie, his like story arc is awesome.
He does
He's like
does dress really cool in the first 2 movies. He dresses very cool.
That's not really what I meant, but sure.
Dude, the sunglasses he wears in 2 are so sick.
But he's also just like an all-time like wingman. Like
Yeah, I
Ethan
agree.
Hunt's like in Mission Impossible 3, like, thank you so much for coming. He's like, Ethan, it's what we do.
Yeah, facts.
It's like, God, this guy is awesome.
Everybody needs a friend like Luther.
Yeah.
So
I was going to take Benji, but he only really starts getting a role in Mission Impossible 3, whereas like Luther's there every step of the way.
I am interested to see how their dynamic kind of comes to a conclusion in the finale, because they've truly just like been through everything. So I'm sure all the Luther fans out there will get a very emotional.
All the Luther heads are gonna be
the Lutherans. All the Lutherans will get a.
yeah, all the Lutherans. Lutherans are actually
They'll get a great send off. No, I just like Ilsa Faust from the point of view that I like these complex characters, and I like the fact that kind of when you first meet her, it's almost like they're just butting heads, and her death at Dead Reckoning 1, part 1 was just like,
yeah. It's so good.
And I think I think they still like didn't do her death the right way. Can I say that? I think like
She might come back. We don't know.
If they bring her back, I think it would be like such a big mistake from the point of view that like they already killed her off at the beginning of Dead Reckoning, at the beginning of the movie, and then they killed her off again. So like, I don't know. I would love to see her come back. I really would, but I think it was so messy with how she died in the part 1 of Dead Reckoning. So I don't know, but her death it sucked. I was pretty upset about that. Still am pretty upset about that.
Yeah.
But man, am I happy that fell to me in the draft.
An
Oh my gosh.
insane fall.
It was that's phenomenal.
Listen, I like Luther as much as the next guy, but I would even say Luther over Benji is crazy.
I had Benji at first, but I think the recency bias is kind of inspiring my Luther pick.
All right. Hey, fair enough. I thought you were going to say Tandy Newton in Mission Impossible 2. Whatever her name was in that movie.
Wait, Jack, you got one more pick, right?
I do. So I'm going to go with my moment. I'm just going to do an honorable mention really quick. And I think it's like, this is not the one I'm choosing, but the rooftop chase sequence in Fallout is just like epic. And I think like when I was abroad last year, like I did the whole thing where like I like recreated or I like took pictures of those like exact scenes and where it took place. It was just such a cool experience, and the fact that like they shot, on location and in those like so cool. But I think I'm gonna have to go for the intro of Fallout when they do the news sequence when the guy's in the hospital and they're trying to get the information out of him. Did I take that?
Did you snipe that from me? You took
Did
the
I?
fake CNN sequence with Wolf Blitzer?
Yes.
No!
And then it goes
That was
straight
the
into.
antithesis of this draft. Oh
I'm so sorry.
no!
Because I'm just
sure.
like that sequence gets me so amped. I mean, holy cow. Like it is like, I mean, I have a lot more like honorable mentions, but holy cow. They have the whole sequence where, they're talking to him in, the hospital. They're like, the world has gone to, trash. And then they're like, we got him. And then it all like the building just falls apart, takes the mask off. They realize, it's not actually I mean, I want you to speak to this because I think as passionate as you are about this sequence,
it is arguably one of the greatest fake outs in movie history. Like seeing that opening night in IMAX, the audible gasp from people was just so perfect. The doors coming down, Ethan goes go is just great. Oh man, it's so good. The Wolf Blitzer mask pull is just perfect. Yep. I cannot believe you pulled that. That's
I'm so
you know
sorry.
what? But you know what? That proves how good of a scene it is. That proves how good of a moment it is. Man.
And then it goes straight into the intro, and it's just the score, just the theme of Mission Impossible.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's like a concert, dude. It's so good. I'm gonna have to rewatch that before Thursday, just to.
Oh my god, I can't believe.
I'm sorry.
That. No,
I'm
fair.
sorry.
Listen, fair enough.
I was thinking haircut, but then I was like, I think the haircuts that are left, I think I can be happy with whatever falls to me.
That's where I was at. Yeah.
I just didn't think it would fall. I'm baffled. But you know what? Well deserved. Well deserved. My God.
Thank you, good sir.
I mean, I have a backup, but like,
yeah,
there wasn't my one. But that's okay. That's okay. My backup is still arguably one of the better moments in cinema history.
Can we do some honorable mentions?
Oh, we're gonna honorable mention. Yeah, we're gonna talk.
Okay.
Charles, before you go for one of your last picks, do you know a Mission Impossible 2 nerd nugget? Can I give you one?
Sure.
Can you give me a little nerd nugget noise?
Do.
So, Dougray Scott, who plays the villain in Mission Impossible 2, was signed for Wolverine. He was supposed to be Wolverine in the first X-Men movie, but he dropped out to do Mission Impossible 2, which allowed Hugh Jackman to take the role, which caused Hugh Jackman to be Wolverine. So without Mission Impossible 2, you would not have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So I think you have to just say thank you, John Woo and Ethan Hunt, because you wouldn't have Wolverine.
And Ethan Hunt.
Good job.
John Woo also gave us the cinematic masterpiece that is Face Off. So
that's also true.
Know. We can't be too hateful towards John Woo. He's an icon.
Well, I'm starting to think you guys are on a more similar wavelength than I am with this draft.
It's okay.
Neither here nor there. Haircut, since I know I'm going to get my stunt. Again, might be a hot take. I would take Mission Impossible 2. But honestly, Mission Impossible 1.
Oh, the buzz.
Underrated. And I agree. I agree with you.
The buzz is
an underrated haircut.
I feel like in 1, his character seems like very young and impulsive.
He is.
And
he's
I
like
think
the hot shot.
Yeah, the haircut kind of helps because the buzz makes him look like a hothead,
Yeah.
And I think it's like perfect. Whereas all the other haircuts, they just kind of blend together to me. Like none of them are that memorable. Besides Mission Impossible 2 is obviously the most memorable.
Mm-hmm.
But then Mission Impossible 1, I think, is the biggest. I think second biggest, different haircut.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
No, I agree. That was actually my 3. So if my 2 had gotten taken, then that's where I was going. So that's a good pick.
Okay, so I got movie and I have moment. Movie is the easier of the two. I'm gonna go with Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
I think Ghost Protocol is where the franchise shifts from what it was to what we know it as today. Obviously the Burj Khalifa scene I talked about earlier, but we also get kind of the next step for what happens with Ethan and his wife. We get Jeremy Renner's introduction, who's actually a great character for the couple movies he's in. We get the team back. Benji's finally a field agent. A lot of things kind of fall into place here, which just makes it so good. And also the gadgets fail, which is what a concept that the gadgets failing makes such a difference, but it does. Yeah. Also the entire Kremlin scene is just incredible.
It's so awesome.
It's
I
so
I thought
as they move
the screen.
The screen,
that I was thinking that as my backup, but I have a different back. I have two different backups, but I'm really debating on which one I want to take. It's not easy.
I have a question for you all. Just like, what movie did you guys see first in theaters? Because for me, it was Ghost Protocol.
Same. Ghost Protocol was the first one I saw in theaters.
I've
I
never
remember
seen
like
theaters.
this. That's okay. Dude, this is gonna be epic. This is gonna be
The
so
first
awesome.
time I watched him was last summer, and I did like a marathon.
That's awesome. You're gonna have a time of your life this week.
You're gonna have the best time.
But I like distinctly remember like I was in Utah and my parents like took me to the movies and we saw this movie and it was just like so awesome. Blew my mind.
This was one of the first times I saw anything in IMAX, and that sequence is just like, I mean, you just get thrown back. You're like, oh my God. Like when they pan down and you're really looking off the side of the building, it's like, that is just, you don't know how to react. You're like, oh my God. So it's so perfect in every conceivable way. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Ghost Protocol, and then man, I'm real torn on my moment. Really put a wrench in my whole system here, Mr. Jack. I think that I'm gonna go with the Langley heist from Mission Impossible 1. The silent scene. I mean, it's been parodied more times than I can count, but like it is just so good. I mean, like in a time where like a lot of action blockbusters, like the louder we can be, the better. The louder, like silence is just so great. And it's still one of the most iconic moments from this entire franchise. So I'm gonna go with that. I have a lot of backups as well for honorable mentions afterwards.
That's a good pick.
The stunt. I had like a couple that aren't necessarily impressive. I just enjoy them more. I think one of them is that silent scene, the suspending down to the floor. And then hanging off the side of the cliff in Mission Impossible 2, the opening. I just love that. Yeah, that's a stunt, right? It has.
Oh yeah.
It's not like significant to the story. It's just epic. The stunt I'm gonna take is the underwater, like, how do you even describe
the dive in Rogue One or not in
Rogue
Nation? See, Star Wars, dude. They just live in my head.
Bro's got anger on the brain.
Please.
The dive in Rogue Nation. Apparently, he had to train with like a diving expert to work on holding his breath, and they did it in like a 20-foot water tank. And they trained him to hold his breath for like 3 minutes, I think, but he did it for 6 and some change.
The second time Ethan Hunt canonically died in the franchise.
It was the first time Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my stunt.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you mentioned the intro to Mission Impossible 2, because I think there are some really good elements in that movie. I think overall it just tends to fall a bit flat, and I think
the
it's
whole
crazy.
romance thing is just
It's over the top.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
And then they
it's not
completely move
great.
past it in Mission Impossible 3, and he has like a what?
Yeah,
And then they keep her the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jules.
Yeah. Jules works.
So just like thinking about Mission Impossible 2, just really quick, I guess this is like my little nerd nugget, but I was just really interested to see if like this is something we look back on and we're like, man, Mission Impossible 2 is just not great. Or if like back then everyone was like, whoa, this movie was so awesome. But actually, in terms of the domestic box office, gross, Mission Impossible 2, guess where it lines up out of all of them?
It's probably second or first. I think 3 is first though.
What do you think, Chuck?
I was gonna say second.
Yeah, it's second, which is just like
Is 3
crazy.
number 1?
No, Fallout's number 1.
Okay. Dude, Fallout's so
3
good.
is
So good.
actually in last place.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe they didn't like 2 and they were like, oh,
3 was good.
I don't
3 was good.
3
3
was
the best
three
of
was
those of that like,
First-
first trilogy. Kinda.
Whoa.
I think I might like
one
the
is better.
first one.
I think 1 is better. But also 3 is the first big movie J.J. Abrams directed. So think about that.
Yeah.
Without Mission Impossible 3, you wouldn't have Star Wars or Star Trek. Well, the reboots.
And we wouldn't have Gracie Abrams.
So true. So true.
So true.
Jack, what is your haircut?
I think it's pretty obvious what I'm going to do with my haircut here. It's Ghost Protocol. It's a continuation of Mission Impossible 2, but a little bit more mature.
It is.
A little
it's the
bit
spiritual successor.
A little bit dirtier, but it rocks all the same. So
yeah,
I wish my hair could look like that. And maybe if I had as much money as he did, maybe it could. But yeah,
it's a good haircut.
Not happening anytime soon.
It's a good haircut.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we want to give some? Here, I'll recap our list, and we'll go some honorable mentions. So for Jack, he has Rogue Nation, the Halo Jump, Ilsa Faust. Haircut is Mission Impossible 4, Ghost Protocol, and the moment is the fake CNN sequence. Mine is Ghost Protocol is the movie. Burj Khalifa is the stunt. The character is Ethan Hunt. Haircut is Mission Impossible 2, and moment is the Langley heist. Charles, favorite movie is Fallout. Stunt is Underwater Break-In. Character is Luther, which is still a wild choice. Haircut is Mission Impossible 1, and the moment is the Henry Cavill arm reload, which is just such a good dude. It's so it's so great. It's so great. I wanted to give some more honorable mentions for moments. Some other moments I was thinking was when Henry Cavill figures out it's a fake Solomon Lane. That's a great moment. When Ethan Hunt is pretending to be the British ambassador while they're talking, like literally.
I know what you're talking about in Rogue Nation.
In Rogue Nation, where Director Hunley is like literally saying how Ethan Hunt is a force of God, and then Ethan Hunt is there, is so great. In Dead Reckoning Part 1, which Part 2 is never happening. So Dead Reckoning, the opening title sequence where he's in the meeting with them and like gasses them and takes the mask off is just, and it's also the return of Kit Rich, which is my other one I was thinking was they're back and forth in the first movie before he blows up the water tank.
That is pretty sweet. And it like fills up and he runs out the front of the window.
It's so great.
I was thinking like definitely I think one that's the best of the original, like the first three, is the intro to Mission Impossible 3 with Philip Seymour Hoffman. The countdown from 10.
Oh yeah.
And then it bleeds. So it goes right into the intro. And I think it's funny because, there are like so many good parts of the movie that happen after the intro, but holy cow, the intro for all of these movies is just, it just slaps every time. There's something about, a great sequence going straight into the opening credits. If that.
I think the best mask pull was in Mission Impossible 2 as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see, I think the best mask
where he stays back
in 3 when he thinks they kill his wife, but then it's not his wife.
Yeah, but in 2, like the guy just like tortures what we think is Ethan Hunt, the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it turns out he killed his like sidekick. And then like the scream, and then it pans over to Ethan Hunt.
Some other great moments I was trying to think of, like the entire helicopter sequence in Fallout is so good.
And then I gotta say the play sequence in Rogue Nation where they're fighting above the it's like the opera is so awesome. And you have it shows like the sheet of music, and then basically Ilsa has like the flute, but it's like like a gun. My goodness. That's awesome.
Man, there's so many good moments in these movies. Like the entire running sequence where he basically runs across in all of China in 3 is just so great.
Yeah.
The desert running.
The dust cloud or
in Ghost Protocol.
Sandstorm.
Rogue Nation where he's really on the motorcycle and scrapes his knee. And in Fallout, his motorcycle where he goes through the tarp and he's like on the boat with them is so awesome. Man, it's so good.
I think it's crazy, and I think like Dead Reckoning was a good movie. I just think it's funny that like out of the draft, like Dead Reckoning just did not come up once.
Well, I was thinking Dead Reckoning. If I didn't get the Burj Khalifa, I probably would have went Dead Reckoning for the motorcycle jump.
Really?
I was thinking that. I think that's such a
Okay.
good sequence of him, especially like seeing it in IMAX, like like just how loud the wind was watching that was
Mhm.
just incredible. I don't think it plays as well like on a home TV as much as it does like in
Sure.
a theater. Um, and I was also thinking for Moment when the entity is starting to take over and do the fake Benji voice.
Yeah.
That's such a great moment. That's so good.
Yeah. I mean, like the part where he's getting directions and basically that's when they take out Ilsa, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the same thing you're just talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also thinking for character, I'm a big fan of the White Widow.
Vanessa Kirby?
Yes, Vanessa Kirby's character is
she rocks, man.
is very good in these movies.
Stone cold. I mean,
Yeah.
she's awesome.
I don't know if she's going to be in Final Reckoning. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. I think another great part is when they first meet her, and he basically like daydreams the entire sequence
Mhm.
before they actually do it, and I think he kills.
Yeah.
He kills in that sequence, and then he.
Charles had to run
Ooh.
out. I know.
I guess
He
the
missed out.
Nuggets came back
Uh,
in game 9.
but I am. Listen, the Final Reckoning. There's been some mixed reviews on. It's funny. The people were reviewing it and were like, "Oh, it's maybe not as," and then it debuts with like an 89 on Rotten Tomatoes. Listen, I am beyond excited for Mission Impossible. Like I think it's going to be incredible no matter what. Even if it's just a culmination of what has been happening. That's all I want. I want to send off for these characters in a way that works. I don't really care if it's too nostalgic or whatever. Like that's what I'm there for. I'm not there to like not have that.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped either way. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got tickets. Me and my dad are going, and like my dad just like loves these movies, and going with him, I'm super pumped just because it's so nostalgic, and I really I don't know if they're gonna pull a Bond on Ethan Hunt, but you know if they do, I'm totally fine with that, and I have faith that they're gonna do it in the best way possible. So I don't know, kind of the James Bond, the Daniel Craig movies were kind of like a similar movie that a franchise that me and my dad really liked, and so I think it's so awesome that the fact that like it's been so consistently good, you know, like these franchises we're getting. Not to again throw Fast and Furious under the bus, but like to be consistently good for this long is just so hard. So I think it's just a massive round of applause to everyone involved in these movies to have made so many great movies and continually just create stunts that go. I mean, holy cow! Rogue Nation. He starts off on the side of a plane and then he proceeds to hold his breath for like 10 minutes, like. Just crazy stunts, just
and
one
like even
after the
that
other.
one, right? Where like the final bit is of how he defeats Solomon Lane is not like a stunt. It's just like Ethan Hunt proving he's just a crazy person by memorizing all of the codes.
Yeah, it's nuts. But I got my tickets. When are you going to see it?
Friday.
Okay.
Friday in IMAX, in true IMAX.
Yeah. I'm going. The IMAX in Louisville's not too great, so I'm going to a local theater, Escape, and they have like the Escape. It's like Extreme Escape, and it's basically just like their biggest screen, and it's honestly really good. I'm a big fan of it. There's a big screen, so I'm hoping I'll go see it again.
There you go. Heck yeah. But yeah, that was Mission Impossible Draft. Next week, obviously, we're talking the Final Reckoning, and we'll also talk Lilo and Stitch. Well, you guys will. I will not. I refuse.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna try to see Friendship. I no promises, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I'm headed to the Indy 500 this weekend.
Oh heck yeah!
So I'm super pumped for that, but I'm gonna have to try and squeeze in Lilo and Stitch, Friendship, and Mission Impossible all into basically like Thursday and Friday. So
that sounds like a good double day.
Yeah,
I feel like the Friendship, Lilo and Stitch duology has to happen. That sounds like an all-time double feature.
It just sounds like I'm gonna walk out of the theater with a big smile on my face, and it's.
I think that's you have to see Friendship first.
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. The reviews for Lilo and Stitch and Friendship, I mean, have all been phenomenal. I've heard
Have the
nothing
reviews
but
for Lilo and
good
Stitch been
about it.
good?
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I mean, I've heard people saying it's the best, live action, which
Whoa.
I wish I could say that's like, such a big thing to receive for them, but I have heard at least some mutuals online are like say that it is good and it's up there with some of the best
Wow.
live action Disney movies. So I'm excited for it. I'm gonna rewatch the animated one sometime this week, and I'm so pumped to see that and the marketing for that movie's been great too. I mean, holy cow.
Oh
They've
yeah,
really
they've been everywhere.
they've gone
been
head first.
completely
And,
everywhere.
yeah. I mean, I think the opening, like tickets for both Mission Impossible and Lilo and Stitch look phenomenal. So it's gonna be a good weekend to be at the movies.
Yeah, I'll see you at the cinema, as Tom Cruise would say. But yeah,
I love my
pumped.
I love my popcorn.
I love my popcorn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's it, that's it, and we will see everyone next week. Have a good week at the box office.